and then it stops, it starts going down, and then it restarts going back up. So the highlighted piece of this is your increasing. So again, start on the left. The left is the arrow. An arrow means infinity. So here it's negative infinity. And where does it stop increasing? The top, the peak. What's that value? Negative 1.5. You put a U between intervals. And I'm going to open it again. Now, where does it start increasing again? Down here, 3/8, comma, and then it goes on. I hit the arrow. The arrow again means infinity. So this is where the graph is increasing. Last is decreasing. All right, everywhere that's not highlighted, it's just this piece. Negative 1.5 to 3/8. And that's your answer. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, number 2. P of x equals negative x times 2x plus 9 times x minus 8 times x minus 2. Okay, we start with our zeros. Where are the zeros here? Set each of these pieces equal to 0. So negative x equals 0, 2x plus 9 equals 0, x minus 8 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0. Now, if you have negative x equals 0, that's just x equals 0. This is 8, and this is 2. Switch the signs. This one, you're going to subtract and divide. So here you get negative 9/2, which is negative 4.5. These are my roots. I have 4 roots this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make my grid. I'm going to make it over here this time. I'm going to make it a little bigger. All right, so I need to go to positive 8. So I'm going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8. I've got 2. I've got 0 and negative 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, so there are my 4 roots. Now what do I need to find? The extrema points. So I'm going to have how many sets of extrema? How many? There's going to be 1 between here. That's 1. 1 between there. That's 2. And 1 between there. That's 3. So I'm going to have 3 sets of extrema. Okay. So let's do the easy side. Okay. What's halfway between 0 and 2? 1. Hopefully that was easy. This one. Halfway between these 2 points. All right, so let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 spaces to get from 2 to 8. To get from 2 to 8, it's 6. Half of 6 is 3. A lot of students are telling me that 3 is the midpoint. No. It's 3 units from each of those points. 3 is the distance to the midpoint. So from here, I'm going to count 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put just a little mark underneath. 3 units from each of these is where the midpoint is. If I go 3 from here, 1, 2, 3, I get the same spot. So what point is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The midpoint is 5. Okay. To get from 2 to 8, it's 6 units. So half of that is 3. So I need to go 3 units from one of my points. That's your midpoint. Look at it. Look at the graph. That's where the midpoint is. All right. The last one's a little harder. It's 4.5. What's half of 4.5? I'm going to put that over here. Negative 4.5 divided by 2 is negative 2.25. Now, since you're going to 0, it's just negative 2.25. So that's not that bad. Okay, so now to find my extrema, what do? Plug in. I'm going to plug in. All right, so I break out my calculator. right, on. All right, so I'm going to replace all my x's with 1. So negative 1, 2 times 1 plus 9, 1 minus 8, and 1 minus 2. Let's see what we get. Negative 77. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to replace it with 5. Now, here's a little trick. If you hit second enter, the whole thing comes up. So I'm going to go through and replace all my 1s with 5s. It's a little faster because I'm lazy. 855. Whew, that's big. Now, negative 2.25, that's going to be kind of hard. So negative. Now, be careful here because you have a double negative. So notice I put negative x. 2 times negative 2.25 plus 9. Negative 2.25 minus 8. Negative 2.25 minus 2. And I got 441. Okay, so those are my answers. All right, now, those are my extrema points. So now I'm going to find the end behavior. All right, let's go down here. End behavior. Now to find end behavior, you take your highest point, the x's for all of these. So let's see what we have. We have negative x, 2x, x, and x. So how many x's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have x to the 4th, x to the 4th. And then what else do I have here? I have the negative and the 2. So I include these, the negative and the 2. So